What's happening? Today, I'm going to continue discussing the business model canvas, and we're going to look at how to leverage generative AI tools like ChatGPT to make the process even simpler. So I'm Logan Skis. I'm a U.S. Marine veteran, and I've spent the last 8+ years learning how to use some of these tools like the business model canvas, value proposition canvas, and others in the real world. And I'm here to help you condense your learning curve and really just get through the process in a high quality way so you can actually take the output and run with it and implement it in your business. I like to say operationalizing strategy is very important. It's the most important part of strategy, in fact. So let's go ahead and dive into this thing. For reference, this is the core book that the business model canvas is coming from, written by Alexander Osterwilder and his co-author. And I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce the gentleman's name, but this is an awesome book. It's an older book. This tool has been around for a long time. There's no shortage of variants that have been produced on this. In my last video, I talked a little bit about the mission model canvas, the lean canvas. There's been a few different takes on it, but it is a classic. In terms of strategic business architecture, it's hard to beat. So I did a live build out in my last video. My colleagues have actually built out some of the, my colleagues have actually built out, bear with me. Okay, so my colleagues have actually built out some additional iterations. So we're working on finding the right fit. We kind of go through a cycle or two of revisions. So we've got an initial lean canvas that was done a while back, and that's great. But we're looking at a product play right now. We're building in public. We want to document our journey and develop the internal capability of consistent content production, but really just documenting and distributing what we do and how we like to think of things. We've been working in this sort of methodology, professional services for several years. And we believe that there's a convergence point, an inflection point in technology that will make this type of sort of visual collaboration and a venture map approach accessible to really anyone who wants to build their business in a very clear and aligned way. All right, so this is what I built last time in the video, pretty hasty. And this is what one of my colleagues produced on her own time. And Mr. Jack produced this the other day. He may make a video on this on his own time. So what I'm going to attempt to do here is show, not just tell, how this is done. For example, I was at Florida Atlantic University's Tech Runway program, and that's a technology incubator, technology startup sort of thing. And there they teach a course called iCore, Innovation Core. And in this course, they introduced me to the business model canvas. This is a few years ago. And I remember looking at this thing for the first time thinking, that's cool. I think I can do it, but now what? And I went through the first time. I had some scribblings, some notes on it, and it was kind of a nice to have. Didn't really know if I did it right. And it was hard to know what to do next. So I fell down the rabbit hole, not being one to take defeat easily. I read the book, took the course, read the other books. He's got like 5 books that really have a nice order of operations to them. There's a rich body of literature online that you can go through, tons of blogs, tons of other people have written books about it. There's other courses on it. It's pretty insane how deep the rabbit hole goes with regards to this strategic business architecture, these deliverables. But for today, I'm going to focus on this, and I'm going to show you, you don't need to do all of that today. The good news is you have some serious tools like Chat GPT here and Miro, and these templates are free. And my hope is that by walking you through this, I can save you what took me and my colleagues years to sort of figure out and the hard way. All right, so let's bring GPT into the mix and we'll view him as a colleague of sorts, and we'll sort of get his perspective. So the first question is, if you walk it, this is kind of like a container for your idea. If you've got an idea for a project, a business, a new service, a new product, it's in the abstract domain. Jordan Peterson talks about articulated knowledge. It's a lot of times it's before that. Maybe you've had a few discussions with friends or co-founders. Maybe it's just an abstract notion to you. It's just ideas. Whatever it is, we're going to take that cloud, that cognitive space, and that mental projection, and we're going to get it into a space where we can see it and sort of hammer it out like a blacksmith hammers out iron on top of an anvil. That's the way we have a competition of ideas, and we can validate our ideas with evidence gathered from reality. All right, I don't have much time today, so I'm going to do my best to be brief. Now, the key is, what question do you start with? Now, typically they'll say you should start with customer segments. But I think there might be a good opportunity here to try to get GPT to summarize the idea. So let me just monkey around with this, and we'll see what we can get as a first domino to knock the sequence down and to start having him, ChatGPT, the algorithm, the language model, feed us the appropriate outputs. Okay. And if you stay with me through this far, you'll see you can just do this on your own time. Miro is free. This template is free, and ChatGPT is all free. So it's just a matter of doing it. And if you want to know, great, I did it. Now what? I'm going to make my next video on what happens next. And that's the value proposition canvas. I believe it is well established that zooming in to focus on your value proposition of customer segments is the most appropriate thing to do if you want to be thorough, you want to be clear, and you want to be well planned. Final point here. There's an old saying that goes, plans are useless. And many an entrepreneur falls into that. They feel like plans are useless because they are. No plan survives first contact with the enemy or with customers, as a complimentary saying goes. But the other point of that is planning is invaluable. The discipline of planning is invaluable. That is the discipline that this tool helps you forge. Okay, let's dive into this. So we need to figure out how to give ChatGPT an idea of what we're trying to accomplish. So we approach it pretty easily, pretty casually. I need a summary of my business idea in order to inform the creation of a business model canvas. The product is called the Venture Map. It will be a no-code SaaS platform that provides users with a virtual map of their business. An AI assistant will help the users, entrepreneurs, build out the map through easy to use conversational sequences. All right, let's see what it does. Oh, I got a decent one from it here. I'm just going to say rewrite this to make it more compelling and easier to inform the creation of a business model canvas. The Venture Map is a revolutionary no-code platform that empowers entrepreneurs to visualize and plan their business using an AI assistant. With its user-friendly conversational interface, the Venture Map makes it simple for entrepreneurs to map out their business and make informed decisions about strategy and operations. As a SaaS product, the Venture Map offers a recurring revenue stream and has the potential to serve a wide range of entrepreneurs looking to grow and scale their businesses. By using the business model canvas to identify key elements, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's see what happens next. Use the above content to create a business model canvas. Let's see what happens. Customer segments, entrepreneurs looking to visualize and plan their business. User-friendly conversational interface and blah, blah, blah. Channels, online marketing and sales. Okay, customer relationships. Further develop the customer segments. Keep the definition of an EOS integrator, Enneagram type 5 characteristics in mind when writing the summary of this customer segment. Now I'm going down the rabbit hole myself, but basically this is incorrect. So I'm going to go back through, tell it that's not what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to basically say, cut this out, rewrite the customer segments point, but use the characteristics EOS integrator and visionary to inform the all right. Look, it's not bad. And let's just move on and take the original concept. All right. So we have an original concept. We can keep going down the rabbit hole, refining each of this. That is definitely what would need to be done. But for the sake of time and expediency, I'm going to just go ahead and bring in what Chat GPT thinks is the appropriate path here. So now we've got all three of our human colleagues that have done their best to represent the game plan here. And now we're going to see how that sort of stacks up to GPT. Alrighty. So first, this is where the tutorial bit comes in. Now you saw me basically give a summary. Just, you don't have to be fancy. You don't have to have an MBA or be sophisticated, obviously, to do what I did. Just kind of tell it what you think you're going to try to do. And then use some of that prompt to basically tell it how you want it to be structured. Get a summary from GPT and then say, put that and do a business model canvas in BMC. All right. Now the question is, well, now what? You could put it into a Google Doc, a Notion template, a pitch deck. That's fine. But what happens when you have 15, 35 other deliverables that are integrated with this? You're going to flip through slides all day long? I don't think so. Bring it into Miro, bring it into Mural, bring it into Freeform. A virtual whiteboard is ideal for this sort of work, my friends. No denying that. That is a fact. All right, so I pasted the copy that GPT provides. Now it's as simple as just bringing it in, copy, and paste. His content, right? All right, just like this. Good to see a little bit of magic as I just fast forward through this so you don't have to see me teach you how to copy and paste. Okay? You need help with that, my friends? Go ahead and look up another video with all due respect. Value proposition, channels, revenue. We've put a great deal of thinking into where to begin. Out of all the deliverables and frameworks that are out there, where do you start? What's the first domino to fall? And I do believe it's the business model canvas. It's like the summary, right? You can do a vision, mission, purpose statement. Those are very helpful. Defining your leadership team, your core values, those cultural and leadership things are invaluable. That's, in my mind, sort of a prerequisite to any strategic stuff, is to get the heart correct. And that's a little bit esoteric, but it's true. There's no shortage in metrics. Okay, so it's giving me information. This is actually interesting. This is not correct. It does not realize that key resources are actually part of the business model canvas, and key metrics are part of the lean canvas. So GPT is incorrect when it comes to this. I'm not mad at it. Key metrics. We just made a fusion here. Anyways, if you're confused on what that means, the lean canvas has key metrics here, but it also has problem, existing alternatives, solution, and an unfair advantage here. Whereas what I'm using today, because I think it's more appropriate, no offense, Ash Moria, love lean canvas, but I just think this is better for my needs now, is the business model canvas. And I did a quick one here that's not exactly right, but anyways, it'll do. So Chat GPT thinks key resources are key metrics, which is interesting. All in all, my friends, I do believe that the business model canvas is a great first place to start. And using Chat GPT to just take a very easily spoken summary of what you're doing, colloquial sentiment, a colloquial statement of what you're trying to do, and tell him to build that right? I'm using an algorithm in a masculine context, so don't cancel me. But, basically just tell it to build the summary in a way that feeds this. From there, you come in, bring it into Post-it notes, and sit back and think about it. Now, if you want additional information on this, we've got an entire workshop playbook that takes step by step through it. Beyond that, there's a bajillion YouTube videos that go into depth on considerations on each thing. This book is awesome, Business Model Generation by Alexander Osterwilder. The course is great. Highly recommend the course on the website, strategizer.com. If you want that additional depth of information, go to those resources. If you want me to take it one step further and bring in all of the considerations, like the dimension beneath this, on how do you build a phenomenal value proposition? What are customer relationships? What about channels and all of the intricacies on each of these nodes and how they interrelate? Then let me know. I'm happy to do that. I might do a second round, but I think I'm just going to move forward from here. There's 2 videos on the BMC. Next, we're going into value proposition canvas. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Final point. If you want a venture map like this, if you want a venture map template, you can get it for free. I've got a template that's been live for some time, and we're working on launching a more productized version of this. So there'll be a wait list option depending on when you click on the link below. If this is, you're watching this quite some time from now, we'll do my best to update all of the links below so you can just join the wait list, or if we've launched beta by then, you can just get access for free. So our commitment is there's always going to be a way to begin for free, as the buying power for early stage entrepreneurs typically is low. So we don't want that to hold you back. We want to support the community and ensure that innovators and entrepreneurs have condensed learning curves, accelerated learning curves when it comes to visual collaboration, when it comes to using strategic business deliverables. We don't want that to be reserved for individuals who spent a ton of time in the ivory tower studying these things. I love my MBAs out there. I love my academics. But the point is, when you're an operator, when you're implementing strategy in the real world, you don't always have the time to cut through these things, especially since this thing will only tell you one tool out of the dozens, if not hundreds of tools available. So I want to help show you how to get those tools fleshed out and realize you don't need to be a massive corporation to hire a McKinsey or a Bain or a BCG. You don't need to have these high-level management consultants to help you flesh out these strategic deliverables. You can do it from your garage on a laptop, right? You can do it from mom and dad's couch on a laptop. You can be 16 years old or 60. It's very straightforward and it's free. Okay, you know what to do. If you want one of these for yourself, click the link below. Tell me where to send the access. I'll email it to you. Otherwise, thanks for watching. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe, like, and keep an eye out on the feed for more. Thanks again. I'll see you on the other side.